I'm Rick. This is my wife, Sonya Szabo.
Hi.
She's going to join me. This is episode 4 recap. Whew.
We're just trying something different.
Yeah. Let's see what happens when there's 2 people on. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm going to play the role of interviewer, and I've got some questions for you. We just watched episode 4 twice. And I'm sure everybody has lots of questions.
Tons of questions.
Okay, first one.
Yeah.
What was your first impression of Pete when he came on the bus?
Yeah. I didn't know Pete. Allie said, that's the Bachelor guy. I've never seen that. Any episode? Any series? None of it. So I had no clue who Pete was. None.
No.
Literally, we thought they were dancing, they were actors, and then they got on the bus. It was a complete shock.
Yeah, like Kim said, street dancer.
Street dance. So when she said that, it was like, because we were joking, oh, look at the people who are dancing in the street, and so she called them street dancers.
All right, but what was Pete like? You're the only person who's met him in real life.
Yeah, Pete's a good dude. He's actually, he's tall. He looks like a pilot.
I always think he's short.
He looks like a pilot. Like, I don't know, good posture. He walks with confidence. Mm-hmm. Like, I'd trust him to fly my plane.
Okay.
But he was instantly sketched out about Ty. Like, that was real with that whole lie about having met before. Yeah, that was, we all clocked that.
Okay. All right. There was a moment at the beginning of the episode where you're like, what kind of plane do you drive or fly? And he's like, the X550 or whatever it was. And you're like, oh, that's a big plane. Like, immediately when I saw that, I was like, Rick, you're supposed to play this game that you've never really traveled.
Yeah.
And how, or did anybody pick up on the fact that you know something about planes?
Yeah. So Pete said, oh, I fly the Dreamliner. And me, I'm like, I know that's the 787. That's Boeing's newest plane. And I wanted to share, oh, Rick knows something about planes too. But I had, I had forgotten that I was playing a character that's never traveled.
Yeah.
And so here I am now tipping off to a pilot that if this guy doesn't travel, how does he know the nicknames for these international,
Okay,
airplanes?
did anybody pick up on it?
Nobody picked up on that.
Ha! It's like a little Easter egg for people to watch and be like...
Yeah. It slipped out. And
I
was like, I got to be careful. I got to be careful.
I feel like the editors, they saw that and they were like, this needs to just go in just to show that Rick's not exactly who
I
he
know
says he is.
tons about planes. My dad was a pilot.
Yeah.
Pete's dad was a pilot. There was an opportunity for us to really connect over being a part of a pilot family. Yeah. But I didn't ever mention that in the game to Pete. And that was hard because I couldn't use that as a connecting point with him.
No. Okay. And then Janae. Everybody's like, oh, Janae. You met her in real life. What is she really like?
Yeah. So the way we did it is the girls were all in the back of the bus. The guys were all in the front. And then...
Like when they first
came on to hey, introduce ourselves. And so we got to meet Pete first. And then they swapped. And then Janae came back. They didn't show any of that part with the guys and Janae interviewing her, asking her all these questions.
Yeah.
She's a sweetheart. She literally is America's sweetheart. There's not a bad bone in her body.
Yeah.
Just bubbly, talkative, just...
And, really smart.
And smart.
Yeah.
And smart.
Yeah.
She doesn't let that on. She's like, oh, I'm a bottle girl in Las Vegas. That was her job. But when I got to know her, she's like, no, she was military brat. Yeah. She did travel a lot.
Yeah.
Well-educated. Well-educated. Yeah. Well-articulated. She can talk.
She's the whole package.
She's...
Yep. Yeah, good girl. I'd like to meet her one day. She seems nice.
You'll meet her. Reunion. Okay. We need a reunion show. Invite the spouses.
All right, so let's get to the first challenge there. We see a crane lift up this, I guess it's probably one of those floating sky restaurant things. It's probably something that is done there.
It felt like we were strapped into a racing car seat, right?
But you had no idea.
5-point harness, no idea.
So you got your goggles on, you're strapped in, and then what?
and then we feel it rising up. And it kind of rotated a bit, too, as we were going up. So we didn't know that it was going to be a food challenge. We didn't know if we were just getting risen to a platform maybe to bungee jump off of.
But you knew you were getting...
No idea.
You could tell you were getting
You could tell you were getting up.
Like the wind or whatever.
And we had to, I could tell it was a city, too. Because the bus parked and it doesn't show it, but they had to walk us through, crowds of people.
Oh.
And
I want to see those pictures.
I was so anxious to see this episode to see what it looked like.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was an established floating restaurant or was it something they hired just for the show. It looks like they just hired it for the show.
It was just a crane.
It was in a parking lot in the city.
Kidding.
Yeah.
Oh, funny. Okay, so you're up there. Could you smell bad smells, like bad food?
No smells up there. It was so high and it was windy.
So you had no idea there was food coming.
One thing, it was freaking freezing up there. It was so cold. They told us to bundle up, but we're always nervous. Are they lying? Is it actually going to be a running challenge? I want to be able to, be active, so I'm not going to throw all my layers on in case I have to do something physical.
Yeah.
So we were so cold up there.
Ooh.
And it was windy. So smelling was never part of it. Never part of it.
All right. So then, Biggie was on your team.
Yeah.
Did you guys eat the same thing?
Yeah. So both Biggie and I had a plate of the same tripe.
Like your own plate?
We each had a plate.
Yeah, okay.
And the rules were we had to finish the entire plate.
Right. And you had a timeline?
It was timed.
What was it, 1 minute?
They said on the show it was 1 minute.
Yeah.
I thought we had maybe a little longer. But it's a mix of you have to eat it, so you got to go fast.
Yeah.
You have to describe it.
Yeah.
Because the radio is down to Ty, who's listening to our gagging, but then also our description of the food. Mm-hmm. And you can't describe color because you can't see it. Uh-huh. You have to describe. You can't describe taste because they can't taste it. So really, it's texture, and is it slippery? Can you figure out its shape?
Yeah.
And what we realized later is if we have triangle-shaped tripe, they might have cut ours up for the plates, and they've got the big, beautiful plated chef's version downstairs. So
they weren't identical?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Right, because you saw the sausages were all 7 sausages.
Yeah.
Well, their plate they had 1 sausage cut up, so it's hard to describe the shape.
That is.
Yeah.
Okay, and I wasn't sure when I watched it were each of those dishes were international dishes from certain nations. Was that clues in itself?
We tried remembering all the right foods.
Yeah.
But the right foods were all over the world.
Right.
So it really was just, do you win the challenge?
It was just a way to get the challenge. Okay, so just
and to make us eat gross food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you're good at that.
I have no problem.
You're always eating the weird thing on the menu, the alligator or the rabbit or you've eaten ants.
And I think you made the edit when I said my wife always makes international cuisine. I'll have no problem eating that.
Oh, I didn't take it as a dig. Do I?
We always love going to the Thai food restaurant, Indian food.
Okay, well, thanks for giving me credit for
Vietnam.
that.
Yeah. We'll eat it.
But do I cook it? I mean, I guess so.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
But you don't cook gross food.
Funny.
That out there.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
Funny thing is, we had 3 courses we ate up there. They only showed 2 courses. Mm-hmm. The one we missed, we ate pate. It was a giant block of pate. And it was a lot. It was like cat food consistency. And
Did it smell?
It smelled. It was awful. Well, not so awful. Pate is okay. But I was having a hard time eating it fast because it's really, I don't know, mushy.
Pasty.
And halfway through, Biggie looks over me and goes, "Rick, are you finished?" Oh. And I'm like, "I'm working on it." He's like, "Dude, go faster." And so it was gulp, gulp, gulp. But Biggie, hilarious. The entire minute, he's just describing that food on point.
Oh, he's like a sports broadcaster.
Commentator. He's just this is this. This is this. He has a future in sports commentating. Yeah. But his palate, he won that challenge for us.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, also his palate. He knows how to describe things.
But the thing is, no matter how good we are describing, it's up to Ty to pick the right dish to put the flag in. So it took both sides.
Yeah. And so she won all of them, or she got them all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So good job. Yeah. So Biggie brought a skill.
And then also the other teams like Kim barfed and Janae barfed, and what they showed Janae barfing on the screen.
Oh no!
But the sweetest thing right afterward, she's like, "I'll eat my barf if that means we can get a point."
No.
And then we all started gagging because sweetest girl, she did not eat it. I'm not sure if she would have, but
okay, just for the record, if like we're ever on Amazing Race, you get those challenges because I can't even eat like one thing.
Happy to do it.
Oh.
I'll eat it.
It'll be regurgitated. Okay. No, regurgitated is the wrong word.
So we got down off the challenge, and because we were so cold, they gave us hot chocolates right away. I think that was so nice. Production did that. It was nice because also to cleanse our palate and to warm us up.
Yeah. Okay, so you guys won the challenge, and was there only going to be one winning team?
Yeah. So there were 6 of us up on the crane. Whichever team won, their goggles go clear, and then we can look and see the clues.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't tell anybody upstairs who won. There was just 3, 2, 1, goggles go clear.
So you were just like...
And so Biggie and I, like, I think we knew we won because we had described we didn't throw up.
Yeah.
And when the goggles went clear, we looked at each other and we're like, we're not telling anybody that we're getting the clue right now. Okay. We thought maybe we could
just
keep that secret.
Yeah.
And then, so we had like 30 seconds to look around. It went by so fast.
Okay.
And we were trying not to like make noises as we're turning because that would give it away that we've got the clues.
To be like, oh, look at that.
But there was a flag down on a pier that I clocked immediately as Netherlands.
Okay.
And then the water, of course, and then the shapes of the houses. Everything was typical Netherlands, Dutch. And then on the table in front of us were tulips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So clue,
so
obviously.
So were you 100% convinced you were in the Netherlands?
Holland, Netherlands, that's where we were.
And Amsterdam, or that?
No, because we were by the sea.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I've been to Amsterdam.
When?
I was on a layover there for like 12 hours. Left the airport. I went to the Anne Frank Museum. I went to that.
Wait, without me?
Without you.
Yeah.
Went to like, there's like a bibliotech Bible museum, like the printing press, the Gutenberg was there. Like.
When was this?
2013.
Oh, okay.
Back when I was working.
Yeah, because I was like.
International, yeah. So I've seen the bikes and the canals. Yeah. I've done all that. So I it wasn't Amsterdam, but it was Netherlands.
Yeah, but very picturesque Netherlands. Yeah. It was really pretty. Did you say you saw a windmill?
I didn't.
Oh.
But they showed it in the clip, and Biggie said he saw it. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Question. So Ty was downstairs somewhere. She was your teammate.
Yeah.
You guys saw the clues. Did you feel obliged to give her the clue since she kind of won it for you?
What a diabolical game. The whole team is supposed to get the benefit of winning.
Yeah.
And they chose 2 of the 3 to get the clue, and then it's up to us to share. So they put us on the bus, Biggie and I, by ourselves before anybody else came on the bus to give us a chance to talk about it. And we're like, what should we do?
No.
What should we do? But Biggie was sketched out about Ty lying about having met Janae.
Yeah.
And he's like, let's see if she's actually going to spill the beans or not.
Yeah.
Is she going to be faithful to our alliance?
And then he set her up.
And then he set her. We both set her up.
Okay.
Yeah. We had no idea about the second challenge and about needing someone to be out of the country.
Yeah.
This is just, are we going to share the clues with Ty or not?
So it was on a condition whether she can keep a secret or not.
Yeah.
And then fast
also,
forward,
like, we didn't know what was going to happen with Peter and Janae. Like, who's going to make an alliance with Peter and Janae? Who's going to be sharing the secrets with them? Yeah. I don't want to share it with Ty if she's just going to turn around and share it with somebody else.
Right, because it was like all the OGs against Peter and Janae.
Yeah, they're the new people on the bus. Yeah. Like, we weren't happy they were there, but I was kind of happy. Yeah. You can see that.
Okay. So, how did you feel about Ty?
Good question. Ty was acting strange at this point in the game. She was feeling a little alone. I think it's because Allie was dating Shane, so she was losing her good friend.
Yeah.
She was feeling on the outs there.
Yeah.
And like her and I had some good moments in the mornings. We would, like, when she was putting her makeup on early in the morning, like in France when we were driving around, like we'd talk together.
Yeah.
So we had a little relationship there, just friendly, but I certainly wasn't sharing clues with her. So if there's an opportunity to hide something from her, because I knew she would tell Allie, which then she would tell Shane, which tell, like, so there's once you leak it to Ty, it goes to the bus.
Okay.
So if I can keep it quiet, I'm keeping it quiet.
Okay. Although she didn't tell anybody about Switzerland, did she? Remember how Allie told Ty in Switzerland, and I don't think she told anybody, and like didn't let on to Rachel that she knew. Anyway, whatever. But things had changed. Okay, I only have one more question.
Yeah.
Okay. Your wife of 25 years made the edit again. Why? Why? How do I keep on making the edit? It's kind of embarrassing.
You were there with me. No.
Oh, man.
I was the only one there that was married with kids. Mm-hmm. Rachel was married, no kids. Kim has kids, but is no longer married.
Yeah.
He passed away. So like it was unique. That was
That's
unique.
weird, eh?
And when people asked about my family, I talk about you and the kids.
Okay, so then there's a scene. It's like a 3-second scene where you say something like, you're sitting on the bus and you're like, every time I think about her, I start crying.
It's true.
What were you thinking about?
All right. So for weeks, you're with strangers that don't understand you, don't know the dynamics. And I left home to come play this game. And there's a lot of stuff going on at home, a lot of responsibilities. You're going through studying for the bar exam. Yeah. We just dropped off our youngest off at college. Like, there's all these thoughts. We had just sold our house.
We just moved.
There's all these thoughts. And I felt like I had abandoned the home life. And I was worried about you. I mean, it's true. And so when you're with these people that don't understand you, and when they ask about home, and look, I was playing the game so hard that whenever I would think about home, I would be taken out of the gameplay. Yeah. And then the emotions would come because I'm just like in this character I've built for the game. And so when I go out of it, it hits hard. Like there's a little crack in my armor, and now those emotions come out. Aww. And you can see I cried like crazy in that episode when I was telling Pete and Janae about my life and about the restaurant.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
The restaurant.
Okay, one more really
quick side note. Like, we used to own a restaurant together, and we sold it in 2023. And COVID did suck. That was true. It hurt in Canada with COVID. There wasn't a lot of support for small businesses. But we took on debt, and when we sold our house, we paid off all that restaurant debt. And that was part of it.
But it didn't ruin us.
Ruin us.
But that story certainly helped.
It helped tug at those heartstrings.
I think because I heard Pete talk to Janae like, oh no, I want Rick to do really well. Let's like align with Rick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so that was the character, that was the game I was playing.
Yeah.
There was truths in that, but there was also some things I left out.
So I just want to say, like, from the perspective of somebody who's at home, while their spouse is literally who knows where for weeks on end, like all I wanted you to do was to just focus on the game. Like we did not want you to at one time think about us and be sad and like, oh, I wonder if they miss us. No, like we were back home just supporting you, just going like, play your hardest.
And I was until people would ask about home. Or those, like once a week we'd get like a monitored call home, which was just a brief minute or two, check in.
Yeah.
And I always came out of those calls choked up and crying because it was hearing a voice that knew the real Rick and that knew, all my, everything about me, whereas these people on the bus, they just knew what I was allowing them to know. And so it felt really vulnerable to talk to you again, to open up that shell.
Yeah.
And it was nice to hear your voice. Yeah, because this is the longest we'd ever been apart.
I guess so.
In our 25 years of marriage.
Yeah.
Again, there it is.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to say?
So just the second challenge with the vase. Right. So guess who cracks or breaks my vase?
Right.
Ty. The
yep.
person who I'm choosing, should I tell her the real country or not? And then she goes and says, I'm the least trustworthy person on the bus. I'm going to take him out of the game. Well, why would I then go at, oh, actually, we're in Amsterdam.
No.
We're in Netherlands now.
Give her no power. Yeah.
Like, once she did that, I'm like, we need to lie until she's off the bus.
Yeah, get her out of there.
And the other thing about that challenge is Biggie never told me about the twist that he was given.
Yeah.
That somebody had to choose another country. So we had set it up pretty good with the colors we gave Ty that it could be Germany or Belgium. And we met again, Biggie and I, before the map room, and we talked about strategizing that it's going to be Belgium, right? None of that made it, but I didn't get a lot of credit on this episode for the strategy that Biggie and I came up with. It shows that it's all Biggie's strategy, but I was integrally part of that. That's fine. That's fine.
Yep. It was in the hands of the editors.
Yep. Biggie did a good job. I mean, he could have gone home. He could have gone home. The other thing on this episode that shocked me was Kim sleeping through.
Oh, yeah.
When Pete and Janae share
in the bunk room.
Upstairs in the bunk room. They're talking about, hey, Rick gave me this clue that we're in the Netherlands, and Kim could have blown up my whole game at that point. And maybe it'll come out because she now knows that I'm telling Pete and Janae and that we're forming an alliance. Right? She could have just blown it up. She could have gone downstairs and said, hey, I just overheard Pete saying Rick is feeding him information.
We'll watch this space. And if you watched to the end, please give Rick some feedback. Is this interview style fun? Do you like it? Should we try it again?
Yeah.
Let us know. And of course, add all your questions and Rick will answer them.
If you're watching this on Patreon, great. Welcome to the community. We'll be chatting. There's a Q&A with me. You ask me a question, I'll answer it real time. If you're watching this on YouTube, it means it's been 24 hours since it's been on my Patreon. And welcome to my YouTube channel. Subscribe. You'll get these types of videos, plus bird videos. That's what I do. I'm a bird watcher. All right.
All right. Good job.
Yep.